What's up, everybody? It's John back again for another day out here to try to get us an image shot. I found my way to Jamestown Island. It's actually where I started the vlog at. Is the first time I went out and did a vlog. It was here on Jamestown Island close to a year ago. So I haven't been back in a while. So I wanted to come out to Jamestown Island and particularly Beavertail State Park to capture my favorite lighthouse here in Rhode Island. This location is always fun to shoot because there's just so many possibilities for different compositions. And right now we are currently on Jamestown when the tide is completely out. So it's at its slack point, I think, right now. And so the next couple of hours as the sun starts to set and we get closer to sunset, the tide's going to be coming back in slowly. So that is definitely something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Anytime you're out by water's edge, especially this kind of environment, you're going to want to pay attention to the tide. It looks like it's a slow moving tide today because we have no winds. Very, very calm conditions, so I don't think we're going to have any concerns of rough waters, but still, as the tide starts to come in and creep in on you, you can sometimes get yourself caught in situations you don't want to, so you just got to be really careful. So yeah, I mean, I'm here for a few hours, so we might as well get everything packed up, get out there and try to find us at least one good composition, but you know me, I'll probably find more than one. So without any further ado, let's go, guys. Alright, so I found the first composition that I want to get, or actually the composition. I think I'm only going to shoot for one image tonight. I really like the image though. I'm shooting in a completely different direction than I normally would shoot while I'm out here at Beavertail State Park. So that's going to be interesting for me since this will be the first time I've shot in this direction before. But yeah, so what I've got is I'm down low amongst the rocks because like I said earlier, the tide is out. So I've got a really good composition working with some puddles that have accumulated here in some rock area just in front of the lighthouse, that I'm working with some of the reflections that are going to work in towards the upper part of the frame. Everything's leading in really well into the frame. I've got good diagonals from the bottom left hand corner, bottom right hand corner. It's going to lead you all up into the middle part of the frame, which is going to be the lighthouse itself. So right now we're just going to be kind of waiting around. The sun's setting behind me right now, so as soon as the sun gets down a little bit lower in the sky, hopefully I get a little color cast onto the lighthouse, and also get the sky behind it, maybe some good pink hues, maybe some oranges or something like that. So right now we're just going to be doing a waiting game, so I'll talk you through the image once everything is ready to go. So I think I'd try to get you a little bit of information of what I'm looking to do with this image. I've been taking a few as I've waited for the light to change because the sun is setting behind me, as you can see. I have the lead big stopper on. I'm working at just about a 30-second exposure time. I don't want to go any more than that throughout the process. So right now I'm about f14, ISO 100, and I'm getting about 30 seconds. So as I want to keep it at 30 seconds, I'll just continue to drop that aperture setting, you know, f13, f11, f10, f9, f8. Probably won't go down any further than that, just to keep it around the 30-second time frame. But yeah, so I've been taking images as, you know, just as the time goes, because the sun setting behind me is casting some really good, nice gold lighting onto the rocks in front of me and on the lighthouse itself. So that's what I've been trying to capture. I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out. I'm still waiting. I'd really like for the sky behind the lighthouse to get some color once the sun starts to set below the horizon. I'm not sure if we're gonna get any good lighting in the sky, but I'm really hoping so. So yeah, I figured I'd just talk you through what I've been doing as I've been waiting. So once we get to the final image, or once I figure the light is just the way I want it to, I'll turn you guys back on and actually talk you through the final image, and then we'll get things rolling. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I'm not really confident that I'm gonna get the light, the kind of light that I want to be in the sky behind the lighthouse. So, you know, to save myself from just sitting here hoping for the best, I'm gonna go ahead and get the image that I've got right now with the lighting the way it is. I mean, the lighting's okay. I've got some nice gold color lighting hitting the lighthouse like I had mentioned before. So I'm gonna get this image because I want to try to walk around the little spots here and there to see if I can find some other compositions to get more with the sky behind me and the color that I'm getting back there. So let's go ahead and talk through this image. Like I told you before, I'm trying to keep it around a 30-second shutter speed, so I've got the lead big stopper on. I've focused about a third of the way into the frame, so when you see the image, I was focusing just past this first little puddle here in front of us. And I'm currently on f13, and that's giving me a good 30-second exposure. So hopefully that's going to be able to move some of the clouds that are in the sky and maybe streak through. Because of the color being a little bit flat, if I look in it in post-processing and I like the way it looks in black and white better, that's what you'll see. But if I think it looks okay in color, that's what you'll see as well. So let's go ahead and get this image. I got a 2-second timer on as always. 30 seconds at f13, ISO 100. That's absolutely gorgeous. I love the way it turned out. The reflection in the image looks great. The way it looks in the camera, I think I might leave it as a color image. So here it is right now. Okay, so I got myself set up on this next image that I found. There's this rock outcropping that's here along the bank of this island here, and they've got just some awesome vibrant green moss, and then some seaweed that's got a nice gold orange color to it, and as the sun's setting right behind it, it's just making those colors on this little piece of rock outcropping just pop so vibrantly. So I might actually have to bring down the saturation in post-processing just so people don't think that it's completely oversaturated, but it looks just amazing right now. The colors are just popping off this image. So I've got some nice water movement around it. I went ahead and stayed with the lead big stopper so I can get a long exposure to kind of flatten this water out. I'll try to play with some different exposures too. Maybe I'll just slow it down to try to get maybe just a half a second, or I mean not a half a second, but a 1 to 3 seconds of exposure time. That way I don't completely flatten the water, but just give it some slow movement around these rocks to see what looks best. Plus the sun is definitely setting right there in front past this image, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll talk you through as soon as we get everything completely set up and ready to go. Okay, so I think what I've done, I went ahead and looked at a few different shots with the big stopper, and then and that was giving me about a 15 to 20 second exposure time, and it was completely just flattening everything out. So I switched over to the lead little stopper because I wanted to keep myself around a 1 to 3 second shutter speed to try to give some more life and movement to this water, because the tide's coming back in and it's hitting these rocks that are going to be part of the foreground, and they're making some really nice patterns as the water comes up and then starts to recede back. So right now it's all about timing the water coming in and getting it as it recedes back. The sun's about I'd say another 20 minutes before it hits the horizon, so I'm really not sure if we're going to get any really good color in the sky. But I like this image right here, so I did switch to the lead little stopper. I put a 0.9 soft grad filter in it just to try to saturate that sky a little bit more so it's not so blown out, because I'm trying to get the foreground lit up to try to show the vibrant colors that are on these rocks in front of me. So I'm at about f14, 2.5 seconds, ISO 100. Always using a 2-second timer for this right now. So yeah, you see the final image once I get done with it. So just a beautiful night though. I couldn't ask for better weather and better conditions out here. It's a little breezy. It's cool. It's probably in the low 50s, upper 40s, but that's expected for New England in November. So it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. There are quite a few people out here. A lot of fishermen still out trying to catch some. I think they're fishing. Most of them are fishing for, I want to say it's tautog. It's a bottom feeding fish. I think that's what they're fishing for right now. So anyway, I'll stop chatting at you right now. Wait for the light to come in, and I'll turn you back on when we go to get that final image. So hopefully it comes in really good and the light just starts to pop. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so the sun's starting to go behind some clouds and starting to get closer to the horizon. So we're getting some really nice orange and yellows in the sky. I don't know if it's going to really pop any good color off, but I've lost a lot of the saturation on my foreground because I lost the lighting from the sun hitting it. So I think the best images that I got for the saturation of my foreground I've already got. I'm not much of a photo blending into person, so I might still get some sun come out and light up my foreground some more, but I think this image has been exhausted, at least for the foreground and the saturation of it. But for the most part, I've been sitting at f14, ISO 100, and 2 seconds with the lead little stopper and a 0.9 soft grad ND filter. But with the light going down, I'm able to move my aperture down to keep it at 2 seconds. I went from f14 to f10 right now, and I'm still getting 2 seconds, and it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this image just because I like the way the sky looks right now, and then we'll see if we can't work it a little bit more. But I'm starting to lose light. Yeah, I really like that. There's a lot of nice action in the water as it's going through. So here's the image right now. Okay, so I haven't left yet. I did switch back to the lead big stopper. Pulled out the trigger release, because now I'm working on some really long exposures right now. About 1.5 to 2 minutes on each of them. The sun is just now hitting the horizon, so I'm losing most of my light to shooting a video. But I just wanted to let you know that I did hang around for one more shot. I'm at f13. Again, I'm using my trigger release, and I'm getting about 1.5 to 2 minutes of exposure on this setting sun. ISO 100. So I just wanted to make sure I let you know that I stayed and did one more shot, and I'll show you the image that I got from it right now. It's the same composition that we last shot, but it's just it's a different look to it. So here it is right here. So having said that, I think I'm going to go ahead and pack everything up, heading back to the house, maybe grab some dinner, sit down, look at the video, and process some of these photos and start working on the video to try to get it put out maybe by tomorrow. So, you know, as always, I really appreciate everybody that comes by and watches my videos. I get a lot of great feedback from all of you, so it's definitely appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.